Hi guys, what's up? It's your boy Cam here, and today is the start of my Halloween, well, it's SummerWeen Readathon. So the Halloween and Summer Readathon that is hosted by Gabby Reads and Olivia Reads a Latte. I participated in it the first year it was a thing, and then I tried to participate in each and every one after that. The last one fell on the same time I was moving. I even have a vlog of me moving where I was attempting to do it. It did not work. It took 2 months to read those 2 books. But this year, I have nothing else to do. That's a lie. I have 2 things I'm going to do with my husband those days because that's the weekend of our anniversary, our 1-year wedding anniversary. But the goal is to read. So it's July 15th to the 21st. Today is actually the 10th. So it is Sunday, the Sunday before. And I am only bringing that up because I want to show you guys the books that I plan on reading. Also, I'm in a new environment, so if it echoes, I am sorry. I did get a mic though, so I'm hoping that in the future I could like use it to speak better. But I wanted to show you guys what books I'll be reading or attempting to read. So the prompt is 4 different books. This one I plan on reading for the prompt. I read a book in the dark / at night. And I thought it's kind of short. It'd be easy little read. It's a middle grade, I believe. But it is called Rooms of Shadows by Ronald. I don't really know what this book is about other than that description. There is an inside description, but I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really read the description on the inside, but I did read the stories of between the terrible events happening around him and the stories of Edgar Allan Poe, as David unleashed a dark force by opening the room, or as the room awakened something in David that he doesn't recognize. And I thought it'd be a nice little read, especially something quick. I say quick, but it takes me forever to read books, so this might not be a quick read, but it is 200 pages, I think. It's 239 pages. So I hope that I can read this quickly, but this is my first book, which is to read in the dark / at night. And then the next prompt is to read a book, Halloween colors on the cover. And I thought green might work. My husband said that you can make an argument for green, but he would go more towards like pumpkin color, which is what this book is. So I have this book, which is green, which is Merfolk by Jeremy Bates. It is a world's scariest place novel. It's supposed to be like the myths, the scariest version of the story, in real life locations. So he has other books on other real world destinations, and I thought this would work. But I did pick up this because I wanted it, and this was an excuse to get it. So 10 minutes, 38 seconds in this strange world. So this is a translated novel. I thought this would be great, but it also isn't like Halloween-y. I just wanted to read it when I heard about it. So I did pick this book up, and this book, we'll see whenever it comes to the readathon which one I'm going to read. But I think my husband is leaning more towards this color. I say purples, greens, blacks, and oranges are Halloween. So you can make an argument that it is Halloween-y, especially since it's darker, it's got black, it's got deep green, you know, emerald, that kind of thing. But we'll see. The next book is read a book with the word haunted in it, which is this book that I picked up, The Haunted. Why did I pick this book? I don't know. It had the word haunt in it. And on Goodreads, it was the only book. It was one of the 2 only books that popped up on my Goodreads that had the word haunt in it when I typed in haunt. So that's why I picked this book. I wanted to read it at some point. Why not read it now? That sounds interesting. I don't know if I'll be able to complete all of these books, but that is the goal. The goal is to try it, even if I have to read them out of order. And then the last book is to get a slasher. And I'm not going to lie, I kind of just Googled slashers. Because I don't really read it, but this one sounded interesting, which is why I picked it up. So it's like a bunch of girls, or I might not all be girls. Yeah, so it's a senior scavenger hunt, and 8 girls break into the poison candy carnival after hours to do a scavenger hunt, and one by one they start getting murdered. And the main girl, I believe, yeah, she realizes that these bizarre attacks aren't at random, like somebody's targeting them. And here, I'll read the end of it. Yeah, the motivations are personal. As she watches her friends die in a series of increasingly bizarre attacks, she must fight to survive while trying to answer the question, what could she have done to earn a fast pass for a roller coaster ride straight to hell? So basically, it's a bunch of girls getting murdered in a carnival, and I don't like that people are getting murdered, but I think it's an interesting setting, thinking about like after hours carnivals and like a scavenger hunt like with a bunch of friends. Yeah, why did I say so many times? I don't know. I also think this is going to be somewhat of a decent read. The text is a little bit bigger here than in some of the other books, so I cannot wait to read this. I'm going to read this book now, but I'm going to wait until the 15th. I have 5 days until I can start reading these books. But yeah, I'm super excited about this one. Those are all of the books I currently have right now to read. Are any of these books from my original TBR that I filmed but never posted filmed? No. Oops. Yeah, I need to quit buying books, but I'm not going to because it's a hobby. It's something I enjoy doing and it makes me happy. But yeah, I will check back in with you guys on the 15th when I start reading. So I will see you guys then. Okay, so my sparkling ice, and it is officially the 15th. It is 8:33 a.m. It's Friday. I don't have anything to do that's a lie. I have a few things to do today, but this afternoon I'm gonna go to like a downtown free concert with my husband to like just do something. So there'll be food trucks, like music, stuff like that, you know, like downtown things. I don't know how to explain it. They used to do it in my hometown, so that's why we're kind of really going. Currently, I'm trying to figure out what to read, okay? I woke up at 7:54. I made breakfast, all that jazz. My husband left for work. He won't be back until somewhere between 3:45 and 5:15, unless it's a late day. So now I gotta figure out what I'm gonna read, because I really want to read this book first, but I also want to ease my way into it, because I haven't finished a book since, I haven't finished a physical book in a little bit. Or if I want to slide into reading again by picking up a middle grade, which is Room of Shadows, and this is the book I'm going to read in the dark, so I thought that I could just like go into my closet in there and use a little night light. So I don't really know, or I could read it at night, and I could just read it tonight. What time does night start? Like when the sun goes down? Yeah? I don't know. I could just read this book tonight and then start this book today. How many pages are in this book? And I know that shouldn't declare like when I start a book, but it might. There's 245 pages in this book versus middle grade that I would have to read in the dark, which technically I could do in here. I could cut all of the lights off and just read it in here. I think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna read this with my phone light. So I made the closet into a safe place. That's why it looks like this. So here's one stuffed animal. Here's another. I just made it in an area where if I needed to get away from people, this is what it was. So like I have this, and then I have snacks down there and drinks there. And then I do have these lights, but I don't consider that a night light to read. So we're just gonna hope for the best. But here's the book. Here's the book. So here's my phone light, my phone flashlight. Hi. Yeah, so let's log this book. It's really dark in here, and I appreciate that. I am reading middle grade in there because it's easier to read, but also probably don't want to get scared while sitting in the dark in the closet alone. Okay, it is 8:40, and I will check in after I've read this book a little bit. Okay, so I'm aware that Pierce the Veil is like a saying, but every time I see that word, I always think of the band. Oops. So, chapter 1. but I am 60% way through the book. I'm on chapter 19, A Muffled Scream. It is 11:12. I do not have a bookmark though, so I'm just gonna lay it like this. I did take the dust jacket off. I hate reading with the dust jacket, so I took that off. But this is middle grade, I'm pretty sure. But I actually love this book. It's got like a creepy, crawly feel, like in your gut. Like you feel it move up your chest. And I am using my phone's flashlight, but I did cut on the other light in here. But the more I read this book inside this closed closet, I feel like I am trapped at certain points, because like in the book it talks about like being in a coffin, and I'm like, I love the Edgar Allan Poe aspects of it. I love the connections to his poems. I love like there's little intervents, so like you have the story and then you have another story being told in like one pages, in some of the pages almost, and I really love it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of tired now, but I do want to finish this book at least before I take a nap. But I started reading at 8. I took like a little break, so for 60% of the book it took me a few hours. I don't know if it's a 5-star read, but it definitely is a high-star read, and I love it. I don't know how I would review it though, like with words, like physical words. I'm over here just like, it's really great. You can feel it in your soul. It's middle grade. So, like, it has those, like, attributes, but it's kind of like a thriller for kids. And I love that, because, like, you should be able to experience every genre, almost every genre at any age. 239 minus 145. I got 94 pages left, so I really do want to read this soon. I do have to take a tiny little break. So, I'm gonna put this book on pause for a second. I think I'm doing a lot of reading, and I hope I keep this up for the readathon. Hi, it is 2:15, 2:16, and I finished this book. I liked it. I gave it 5 stars. I definitely don't know how to explain it to other people though, because I just explained it to my husband, and he was like, interesting. I would definitely recommend it. It is middle grade, so it's a lot easier to read. I read this so I'd say I read this book in about 4 to 5 hours, which I think is pretty dope, if you ask me. Overall, I really liked it. I think it is a great premise. It's really well written. It keeps you intrigued, and as a mystery thriller style, I don't think thriller is the right word, but that's what I'm going with it. It's definitely good. It does have a moral at the end, which a lot of like kids books have, so it does have that. It was really good, and the concept is so intriguing, and I would love to see different versions of this concept. I love the use of the Raven and his other, like Edgar Allan Poe's other works inside of this book talking about Edgar Allan Poe, and I don't really know what else to say other than it was well written, fast paced, and I definitely would love to reread this book. And as somebody who found it at the dollar store, that's great. That's fantastic. We love a dollar store find. So now, I'm going to make lunch, and then I'm going to start this book after I watch a video. So because my husband got home early. So it's 2:18 right now. He got home around like 1:30. But I'm going to read Tasty Like Candy next. Candy is dandy, but the liquor is quicker. What does that even mean? I don't know. But I really want to be able to read this thriller quickly. So I'm hoping to be able to read a lot of it today and some of it tomorrow. Have I ever read a slasher book before? No. Am I hoping that this is still going to be good? Yes. Do I watch slashers or thriller movies? No. But I do enjoy thrillers, hauntings, and like other books like that. So I'm really hoping I'll like the slasher book too. I can't wait to read it. Plus, all-girl cast is great. You know, we were just talking the other day about how almost all of Grady Hendrix books are like female leads, but he's a guy. And like, that's great. I love his books. But sometimes it's nice to read like a female-led book written by a female. So this is going to be nice. This is my next read. Now I'm going to make lunch, even though it's 2:20. ready to go. It's 2:35, so we're gonna head out like now, whenever I put shoes on and change my bag around. So this is the outfit. This is discontinued, but I still love it, and I don't know if this is Walmart or Route 21, but I love it. But these ears are a great favorite. I got them for the first time we went to go to the zoo together on a date over Christmas, and they didn't make it in time. But now I have them, and we're gonna wear them to see the second group set of red pandas because they're my favorite animal. Yeah. I'm gonna read some more on the car ride. So. I think that's what she was doing over there. By 2 seconds. We missed the red panda by like 2 seconds. Yeah? Hey guys, it is Monday, so it is the 18th. I read some of this book yesterday on the hour car ride, and I read some the day before while I was trapped in a car for 5 hours because traffic and wrecks. But tastes like candy. I'm not that far into it actually. I'm on page 75, which is like 20-something%. I do have some things I have to do today, but I really want to finish this book today. So I need to do laundry and dishes, but I also need to fold my clothes that has been out for a while, and I need to finish putting the subtitles or closed captions on a video because I have to do that manually by hand. So I'm going to manually go through and finish doing the subtitles for that video. So I don't know, but I'm going to try and read to chapter 16 after that. Or maybe I should read chapter 16 then do that. What time is it? So it's 10:35. I've just been dilly-dallying all day. So I guess I'm going to actually sit down and read the page to chapter 16. And then I'm going to do closed captions on my video. And then I can start my other 2 books because I have until the 21st, which is Thursday. So that's 3 days to read 2 other books besides this one. So that's 3 days to read. Or no, it's 4 days to read 3 books, or 2.5, 2 1/4, 2 and I don't know. 3 books, 4 days. I got it. I totally could do this. But yeah, let's get going. It's so good, but also it makes me so nauseous to read this. I'm gonna take a little break, give my stomach and heart a second, and then come back to you guys in a little bit. Hey guys, it is the 19th, so it's 1:30 in the afternoon. My goal for today is to finish that book and then start another book. I think I am gonna start physically reading Merfolk by Jeremy Bates. Yeah, by Jeremy Bates. And then I'm going to audiobook download. Yeah, The Haunted by Bentley Little, so I can listen to it and physically read it. So hopefully I'll be able to read it a lot more because I have 3 days, if you include today, so 2.5 days to read 3 books. So let's get to reading, and I will update you guys when I hit that mark. But so far, I am in love with this book, and it kind of makes me want to throw up, and I will never eat certain foods ever again, which is a lie, but definitely not in the near future. It is 2:54, and I want to continue reading this book instead of stopping. So I'm gonna take a little bathroom break. I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna finish this book. I have what, like 50 pages left. This book is making me sick to my stomach, but I don't want to put it down. But I also don't know how people can read like only these kind of books. I don't know. I'm also kind of tired, but dude, right at the right time too. Did you hear that? That's my husband telling me he's on his way home. But I'm gonna have nightmares. I don't know how to describe this book other than I kind of want to cry, but like it's really, really well written, and this book is really well written, and it kind of makes me want to throw up. It's so well written, and I don't know how to rate it. Do I rate it 5 stars? Do I rate it? I'm gonna rate it 5 stars because I am lost with words. This is like the dumbest review ever, but it's here. So this slasher is well written and extremely detailed. The descriptions are so good that they made me sick to my stomach. The storyline was there, and so was the character development. This book had me looking over my shoulder and refusing to put it down just to know the whole story. It is definitely a good slasher and a fast read for anyone that needs a good book. Highly recommend it. So yeah, that's my review. At 5:14, I finished the book. It is 5:20, and I guess I'm gonna take a little cooler break. I have The Haunted downloaded on my phone on Audible, so I will be listening to this, and I've decided for the sake of the readathon, I'm gonna read Merfolk, because to me, this screams Halloween more than this does, but like everyone else seems to think it's this color. But I think this fits the description of like Halloween in summer way more than anything else, and I love mermaids, so we're gonna read this book. Plus it's got like thicker words, which is good for me because, you know, I've already lost my glasses again, which is why I haven't been using my glasses. And this is also a shorter book, I think. I can't really tell. I think this is a shorter book. So the longer book is on Audible, even though this is like literally for real. I got it for free on audio, but on Audible. So I could technically probably also get this on there, but this is gonna be my next read. I'm gonna take a little breather. cleanse my mind before I start a new book because I need to process the book that I just read, like, in a good way. We're also going to make s'mores tonight because that is the other challenge, is to make a fall sweet treat. So we're going to make s'mores and hot chocolate tonight. So that's going to be super fun. We're going to make them in the oven though because we're not allowed to have an open fire outside. So we are going to do the whole entire fall experience. We're going to have s'mores, we're going to have hot chocolate, and I was hoping we could watch a movie. Fun fact, don't follow recipes online.
Yeah, this graham cracker might be a little bit toasted.
So I'm gonna make some peanut butter cookies. Oops. So I'm gonna make peanut butter cookies as a sweet little fall treat. You know, my mom used to make them a lot when I was younger. I think I made them once with her. It's the 3 ingredients, you know, peanut butter, sugar, egg. Do I know how long? No, but I will figure it out. I haven't read any today, but I do plan on finishing this book today. So tomorrow I can audiobook listen to The Haunted, and I plan on reading some before my husband gets home from work. I want to say it's 350, but it might be 375, but oven prepped. That right there, that's what they're supposed to look like. We're just gonna ignore the other ones and we're just gonna put it in for 10 minutes. Oops. Hoping for the best here. Well, they look, just cut that light on. Yeah, I think I burned them. I'm gonna try this again. I'm gonna get this right at some point. Sorry, popsicle. Hey guys, what's up? It is 9/24, the last day of the readathon, July 21st, and I'm probably gonna continue to read tomorrow, and I'm just gonna vlog tomorrow as well. So yesterday I did read a little bit after I got out, but I only got to, like, after I quit cutting circles, but I only got to page 30, chapter 2. I don't know. The first 2 chapters, I know that it's like easing your way into this, but I've done something I never really do, which is like read the reviews. And so, like, I don't know how this book is gonna go, but my plan is to finish it today. 124 is in the middle of a chapter, so we're gonna go to the end of that chapter, which is 130. And that is where my goal to read is to before I take a break. So I am on chapter 30. I don't hate the book so far. It is very, very educational. I understand kind of where the prequel comes into play. I don't know how to to explain it so far. Like, I'm literally only 30 pages in, but I'm not captivated by it. Like, the prequel, captivated. The first chapter, not so much. It is very, very, very educational, though. I can tell you that. But before I start reading, I want to start reading at least by 10, but I do want to go make breakfast or something. I don't know. Maybe I'll watch a book video. Let's see, what's right here? Bookshelf tour. 300 books. My shelf fell. And the moment I showed you my shelf is the moment I remembered that these are porcelain. Is your face okay? Yep. Face 1, face 2. There's my third baby. Is your face okay? Yeah. Okay. There's my 3 dolls. I have these, not because I like politics, but because my birthday's on the 4th of... What? No, my birthday's on Flag Day. Just the only reason I have those. And then these 2 baby dolls. Well, not baby dolls. These 2 dolls. They look fine to me. She still has her pins in her hair. I really hope I didn't break this picture frame. Like, I'm aware that it is from the dollar store, but it is of my husband on our wedding day. And I don't even think you can see me, I'll be honest. Okay, so that's fine. I did peel some of the paint. So that's great. My C. Okay, so this weighed more than I thought. And so we'll have to get different clips for these. I just hope that those over here, so I have these right here. I'm just hoping that those don't weigh too much. I don't see why they would, but they might. Ah! Okay. Okay, let's... I'll check in with you guys later. So, I haven't read much since I updated you guys, but the book has a lot of information in it, like marine biology information, zoology, mainly marine biology. But I finally decided to just look something up from the book, and Alistair Hartley 1960s theory about water evolution, I don't know. Is real. So basically I feel like I'm reading a textbook for the whole first quarter of this book, which isn't a problem. Like, it's interesting. I've always loved sharks. I've always loved science. I was just never very good at it. I don't understand, so I don't think you can see it, but none of the chapters have been like this until right now. Like, this is lighter text, and then that's super dark, and then like this is super light text, and this is dark. None of it up until this point has been lighter text. And at first I was like, okay, well, this page, like, the ink just came out, but then, like, the more I look at it, the more confused I get. Okay, so last night I stayed up reading. I got to part 3, the last part of the book. Yeah, I got to part 4, the dive. So I'm on page 175. You know, so far it's been educational. You know, what pisses me off, to me, okay, so the last sentence of part 3, to me, gives away, like, the last half of the, like, the last part in the book, and, like, obviously it could go differently, but, like, obviously it won't. But, you know, I wrote that in here and I'm gonna ignore it for now. So I just finished the book. I don't know, the ending's pretty chill. I don't know what to say about this book other than it got kind of boring. I did enjoy this book. I do love this book. Do I love it enough to ever read it again? No. Do I love it enough to recommend it to people? If you were that 2% of people that I know will love anything relating to marine biology and mermaids, yes. If you are not that 2% of the people I know, no. And even then, I feel like it's more like 0.00002. But overall, it's decent writing. I think it was written during the pandemic, which doesn't say anything because he's written other books. Yeah, it was produced July 2022-05. Also, I want to know how he thinks science will evolve in 25 years to the extent that it is at the very end. I got some questions there. It basically was a lot of backstory, which is great. I loved the book enough that like I'm not upset that I read it, but there was way more backstory in this book than I felt was necessary. Like character, in-depth characters, check. Cohesive storyline, check. The main point of the book was the last 50 pages out of 248 pages. And even then, I was like kind of bored and I didn't really want to continue reading it at certain points. I'm just like, whatever, just get this book done with. But, you know, I'm glad that I read it. It is part of the World's Scariest Legends series that he writes. Jeremy Bates. Where was the thrill in this book? You're talking about those 20 pages? Those measly 20 pages? I don't think I'm gonna read his other books in that series. But that's what I gotta say. I'm gonna mark it in my Goodreads right now that I finished reading it. It is 2:13 and I got a lot of stuff I gotta do and my husband's on his way home, so you know, that's what happens when you fall asleep. I'm gonna give it 3 stars. But yeah, I will update you guys later. Today I do plan on starting The Haunted on audiobook. That is 7 hours, and if I have to read into it tomorrow, I will read into it tomorrow, but I will end this video with an update of that book. But yeah, July 22nd, the day after the readathon ends, I finished this book. But yeah, so I will check back up to you guys later. So it is 2:38 and I'm starting the book now. If I can find my Audible.
The Haunted by Bentley Little. Narrated by Dan Butler.
So I am at chapter 6 and we're about to go to the store to pick up stuff for the weekend. So I am gonna listen to the ebook. I swear I'm gonna end this video this weekend because I'm gonna finish this book this weekend. Hey guys, what's up? I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it is August 1st at 1:55. I think I finished this book at like 1:23, 1:32, something like that. I finally finished The Haunted. Took a while, but I got there. I did use audiobook to finish this book. It's a good book. It's very creepy how it's written. I gave it 4 stars. There was just way too many sex scenes for what this is. Like, there was no need for it. That's a personal belief. Not my cup of tea at all. Like, I'm not like a big fan of like discussing it or anything. So like reading it in the awkwardness of these descriptions was not my cup of tea, but that's totally fine. I also wish that people in their reviews put trigger warnings on there. I didn't see a single trigger warning for it. I am going to give trigger warnings. So there is self-harm trigger warnings and sexual assault warnings on here. I consider it assault. I consider it rape, but I didn't put that in the description. But so you have self-harm, suicidal ideations and activities. So it is obviously an adult book. It is very creepily written. Some things just shouldn't have been in the book. But I'll tell you what I wrote out for my review. So my full review is 4 stars. And I'm just gonna read it to you straight out. So this book is well written and very descriptive. The author did a great job of putting emotion in the story. With every word I read, I could feel my heart race with the story. I highly recommend this novel. If you are sex repulsed or just don't like reading it, I don't recommend this novel. I wish I would have known just how much adult content was in this before, but it was still a good read. If you want to know trigger warnings, this book contains self-harm and sexual abuse. I put SH and SA. So that's the last book I read. What other books did I read during this readathon? Okay, so I started this readathon off with Room of Shadows. I gave that 5 stars. So I started off this readathon with Room of Shadows. And I quite loved that book. It was a 5-star read. I enjoyed reading it. It was really cute. It was a nice little kid story. And I love the idea of like what happened to Edgar Allan Poe, why he died like that, and what would come of that. So I do highly recommend that book if you like middle grade reads. Next book I read was Tastes Like Candy, a slasher novel. It was a 5-star read for me. I never really read a slasher before. I highly recommend it. It kept me on my toes and my heart rate up. Like, I was ready. I thought I knew what was going to happen, and then I didn't know what was going to happen, and then I thought I knew what was going to happen, and it kind of did happen, but then I got even more confused at the end. Like, I'm not going to lie, this whole thing, that whole book was a roller coaster, and I loved it so much. Like, I am still thinking about that book. Like, it was just that good. And I really want to read more books by that author as well. So the next book I read was Merfolk. I don't know what I rated it out of. I gave it 3 stars. I absolutely disliked that book. There was some good points to it. It was kind of boring. It was mostly history. Like, I enjoyed it for what it was, but not enough that I would recommend it to people. Like, yeah, sure, if you really like mermaids and like folklore around that, sure, read the book. If you really like sharks and like biology, marine biology, yeah, read it. If you want a very small book, there was just no substance. There was like there was one part of the book that was probably 2 chapters, if even, maybe 3 or 4, but probably closer to 2. That was where all the action happened, and like where my heart was racing. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so great, like this is so good, but like where was that for the rest of the book? It just felt like education. It was not my cup of tea. Plus, like I told you, there was one line that I knew like instantly what was gonna happen after that line was said. Like, why would you spoil like this 3rd part, like the last part of your book, because they're separated in parts? Why would you spoil the last part of your book? And like my husband did point out, well, it could be a twist. It could be different than what you think. And you're right, it was a little bit different than what I thought, but it still had the same outcome either way. So, I don't know how to feel about that. It does have me thinking, though, if mermaids are real, how would they be? I've always been obsessed with mermaids, so it gave me more to think about, like more of a scientific view on it. Also, I had no clue what the aquatic ape theory was, but now I do. So, there's that. But I don't recommend this book at all. And the last book I read was The Haunted, which I gave 4 stars. So I just told you guys all about that. I'm not going to run through it other than trigger warnings. Check out trigger warnings for any book you read. I highly recommend doing that. If I knew there was self-harm and suicidal ideations in this book, I would not have read it. Overall, did I complete the readathon in the proper time? No. Did I read all of the books? Yes. And that is what matters, okay? That's all that matters, is I finished the book. Even if it is August 1st, the start of a different readathon, which I will also be filming if you want to check that out, which is Camp Spookathon. So yeah, that will be coming up at some point. But yeah, so did I enjoy SummerWeen? Yes, I loved it. Am I ever going to complete any of these Halloween themed readathons in the proper time? Probably not. Probably not. But I can still try, and that's all that matters. Okay guys, so I am gonna go. If you guys participated in the readathon, let me know what you read and what your favorite books were. If you didn't, that's cool too. Thank you for watching. And if you have any book recommendations, let me know. I definitely kind of like thriller, horror, slasher films, but also like I got too much anxiety to be reading that all the time. So like honestly, I'll take any book rec that you think I'll like. I'll probably read it, or at least buy it. Let's be real. So I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna go start another readathon, I'll be honest. So like this video if you want. Check out my channel if you want. A lot of book videos recently and a few con videos coming up. So yeah, peace out. Rock on, everyone. Don't forget to grow your wings, fly high, touch the sky. Make sure everyone knows your name. Love from my screen to yours. Bomb Little Brother Cameron. Out.